My name is Monkey Shrapnel from the guys who play games. Back with some more Diablo 2. I don't know why I just suddenly it's just like, man, is this gonna be the rest of my life? Back with some more Diablo 2 not randomizer, the resurrected thing. Billy Bob. Oh, that's right. I totally forgot about this. I should have looked this up beforehand because it would have been really cool to take advantage of this. If we go to Act 1, the Stony Field, and we see, so the thing is, this exit to the Stony Field is in the top left corner, right? You might be thinking, well, what does that have to do with anything? Well, as it turns out, that actually affects Lower Kuras, oh, wait, no pickup. That actually affects, I can't type. That affects Lower Kuras' exit, too, for whatever reason. They're linked together. I don't remember how it's linked, because I actually only learned this, like, the other day. It was a crazy fact that I don't think I've literally never heard this mentioned before. But they are linked together, so depending on which way it is, that like dictates where this exit to the bazaar is. Is that how you say that? I'm pretty sure that's how you say it, but every time I say it, I always think like, am I wrong? And I want to say that it's that if it's to the left, then it's to the left here too, and not to the bottom right there. But I don't actually remember. Hey, it's a sexton. He's throwing freaky parties. I know that's not what that means, but you know how it is. People, it's funny because like people, the word fetish, you'll see it a lot, and I think people don't even really know what fetish means anymore. They just think of it as like a sex thing. But like fetish just mean like when you say like when you see the fetish dolls, right, in this game, fetish just means object of worship, right? So a fetish doll is just like an object used to like represent something that you like worship, right? Like you would use it like if you had like a, funny enough, if you had like a, say like, I don't know, like a doll of the Dalai Lama. I don't know why that's the first thing I thought of, and that's your god. That would be a fetish doll because that's an object of worship, right? I think that's kind of how that works. I guess, should I even worry about looking around for the waypoint? Let's go find the sewers and the temple. And I do my cross pattern here. There's the sewers. Let's go in there just for a sec so I can, like, see it. The sewers are, very... I guess this is kind of true of Act 3 in general. Act 3 has a lot of just these maps that are very unorthodox and are very, like, even just like that Stony Field tidbit I talked about. There's so many things in Act 3 that are, like, unlike anything else in the game in the way the maps are generated. And it's pretty cool, in a way. Like, Act 3 is very unpopular, and, like, I don't blame people for not liking Act 3. It is kind of... It can be a slog if you get unlucky with the jungle, especially. And just everything. Like, it can be... It's very volatile. You can end up getting some just long-ass maps that take forever to traverse. But, like, I can't hate Act 3, because it really is, it's very unique in the way you go about it. Even just, like, the fact that it's, like it's funny, the whatchamacallit, the contrast between the jungles and then you get into the town area. It's just, like, you immediately know what's up, you know what I mean? Alright, you all need to back off. Another war sap. I'm finding a lot of saps here, which is kind of nice. Except when it doesn't have any money on it. Where's my +5 to vendors selling this? I don't know what that sentence wanted to be, but I said it. Faithful. That's another one of those little things that's really nice about the game. Honestly, I've probably mentioned this a lot, but it really is nice how like there's a bunch of these different the zealots, I think they're just referred to, dudes, And even though they're all the same, they have like different weapons, they're wearing different clothes, you know, and like that's just like a nice little thing. And that's not a remaster thing, right? Like even just like in the actual game, like you can see like these two dudes, they had different helmets on. Some of them will have pole arms, some of them will have the scythes. It is very nice how much like visual variety there is. Like it's just like Diablo 2 is just such a full package. Like I don't know how else to put it. Like, hey, look, it's the guys with the axes. Those ones are actually different ones, funny enough. Although practically speaking, they're the same. They're just a different palette, and then they have a different weapon. All right, we'll go to the bazaar that I'm not in totally.
Stay a while and listen.
I mean, I shot my axe, or my wand, so I don't really need anything from you anymore, but we'll take a second check. Because he does have crystal swords. I don't think crystal swords are notable. Crystal swords are weird, because they're kind of like treated like their own thing. Like, Ormus sells these, because they're kind of treated as like a more of a magical thing. But like, I don't think crystal swords actually spawn with anything different than other swords off the top of my head. They do use dexterity to scale both their damage and like the fact that you need dexterity to use them. That is like the notable thing about them, is that they're swords that aren't strength based, as you can see. I think certain high level swords will require dexterity eventually, but it's always like not nearly as high. Whereas crystal swords are just all about dexterity for whatever reason. And like, that kind of makes them kind of awkward to use, because most characters just... Oh, whoops. Because most melee characters, like, dexterity matters, but most characters aren't putting points of dexterity for anything other than blocking. Because attack range just doesn't matter too much. And it's not even because... What the heck? Why is it in the... Is it usually like that? What the heck? Why is it in the corner? Did I put it there? Huh? Did I just like... How did I do that? I don't remember how I did that. What did I do? Why is it in the corner? What button did I push? I have to look this up. How did I do that? Auto map, center auto map, toggle map, blah blah blah. F9? Well, that'll mess with my hotkeys. How did I put it in the top right like that? I mean, I guess we'll deal with it. I don't know how I did that. What the hell? I've never seen it there before, because I don't push buttons usually. It's weird, because now I keep eyeballing the top left and it's not there. But I digress. The attack rating does matter, but like dexterity is like such a... I mean, I've always said this. Stats in this game are funky. That's just how it is. Like, Stone Thirst the Jagged. Most stats just don't have enough of an effect to matter. Like, attack rating does matter, but like, there's ways to get attack rating where you don't have to care about putting points at dexterity, you know what I mean? I guess we'll pick this up because there's a scroll. Oh boy. Like, it just kind of comes down to the fact that vitality just always ends up being king in this game, because it's just, why do you put points into strength for gear? Why do you put points into dexterity? Either max block or for gear. And then everything else goes into vitality. And that's not 100% true. Like, definitely, especially at lower levels, you can absolutely get away with putting points into mana to, you know, have mana. Because mana is kind of a big concern at lower levels. But, okay, Serena, you gonna pop out here and, like, give me? That's why that always happens with these guys. They're just like, oh, they're not gonna be threatening. And then they just... a big pack of enemies just sprints like 20 miles an hour at you. Because like not only are the rogues are already fast, and these guys are extra fast. Okay, let's just do this. Okay. Yeah. Okay, everything's going pretty good actually. Drink my I drank a potion as I leveled up, of course. Classic. Oof. Well, luckily they dropped one, so it didn't matter. But yeah, it's because Vitality is just so strong. Like, that's just what it comes down to. You can definitely get away with putting points into strength and dexterity just for damage if you really want to. But it is something that, like, you will lose a lot of your survivability. Yeah, let's just go back. Getting a lot of full rejuves. I guess I'll put that there. Who knows? It is kind of funny that the gems just kind of lost way to the runes for the most part. At least for like the certain ones. Like, there's no point in using topazes for damage when you can pick up an Ort rune from Tal Rasha very easily and get a shit ton of like 1 to 50. All right, there we go. Vitality, and I shouldn't even bother doing that because now I'm gonna talk to Alcor.
All this trouble over a tattered book.
He's gonna give me 5 more points, which, hey, guess what? Vitality. Gahaha. You know, as they say in the biz. Boom! Alright, we're getting up there. It's already getting very close to matching Cold Arrow, in fact. Which is kind of nice. That's mainly because of all the synergies. And it'll be nice once we get to level 30. It's going to be a while, though, because we're only 23. I'll definitely get to 30 for Hell, or for Act 5, but it might be a bit. I have a lot of things I'd want to put points to, because, man, once I get Freezing Arrow, the next thing is, of course, Pierce. Pierce stacks so well with the exploding stuff. It's kind of ridiculous. How did I do that, though? I honestly God have no idea. Oh, it's V. V switches sides. I had no idea. How have I never accidentally pushed V before? That's hilarious. Alright. Fill my arrows. You got any swords for me, buddy? Fire resist sword? Yeah, whatever. I'm going to assume that the resists is probably a... Yeah, it's the Crimson War Sword. So that's a prefix, so I can't have multiple resists on a sword. You know how the biz goes. I've seen mods. Like, I forget which one it is. There's like 2 big classic... I shouldn't say classic. There's 2 big... Actually, I guess classic is the right word in this case. Like, maybe not classic. Legacy Diablo 2 mods that are just like tried to be like rebalancing of the original game, and that's like Project Diablo 2 and then Path of Diablo 2. I think those are the names. And that's notable because one of the big ways they actually deviate is that I think in one mod they kind of just take the Iron Wolf and just kind of make him better. They like make his skills actually scale better. They have synergies with each other a little better. But then one of them actually completely changes it, so he's now a physical character who I think uses Vengeance as his main skill. So he does like tri-elemental melee damage. And I think that's a very cool way to... It's a cool idea for it because it still kind of fits into the magic part. He's still the elemental character. But it's nice to have him be like the physical elemental character. You know what I mean? But at the same time, like, it is kind of a shame to have the one spellcaster just not be a spellcaster, so they just all the mercs are just like physical. You know what I mean? Because you already have the barb and the whatchamacallit, or the desert merc. I always forget what they're actually like referred to. Sometimes I see them called the town guard. So like it's like the barbarian, the rogue, the Iron Wolf, and it's like just like the desert guard, I guess. Battle axe. Wow. I mean, I'll pick it up because it's cool. No, that's an aesthetic body. Oh, that's not an aesthetic body. That's one of the guys I killed. I forgot about him already. Oh, right. That's stupid of me. Remember that these always alternate, so if you go through the one side, the exit from the bazaar to Upper Crust is always in the other side, of course. These guys don't seem too bad, but like they can be surprisingly like scary. Mainly if like your damage is lacking because they can heal. So if you're not doing a lot of damage, they'll just like out heal your damage, which can kind of suck. Oh, so I was gonna say fun fact about something, but I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this before because of course I have. But the whatchamacallit, the Saxton's Blizzard attack actually has a physical component to it. It does some physical damage. So you can actually block it if you have a shield, which is notable because, you know, obviously you can't block the Sorceress's Blizzard because that doesn't have any physical damage attached to it. But I'm pretty sure I mentioned this like last time I played through this. But like, yeah, no, that's like a hard mechanic of this game. Like this is just always how it works. That if something does damage, whoa, jeez, that's Gunner being very weirdly like aggressive for some reason. If something has a physical component to it, it can be blocked. That's just how that works, and that's always how that works. I guess I'll put the TP down. I mean, should I care about the waypoint? Nah. I'll probably go back for it off screen. What the? Are you serious? I mean, blocked by a bush? This doesn't even make any sense. How is this like? This is some isometric bullshit. This doesn't even make sense. The you know what? Whatever. Yeah, there's lots of vultures. Oh well, we found the waypoint anyways, so you know, it is what it is. I'm just gonna go to Travencall first. We'll do that. Gunner's whining because I think he saw a squirrel. That's hilarious. Zealot. I don't remember what these guys' like official name is, like the class or whatever you want to call them, the sub thing. Like, is it Faithful, Zealot? Because there's usually just one of the monster names is just what you kind of refer to all of them as. There are some weird exceptions to this, like the frozen horrors in Act 5, the ice dudes that shatter when you kill them. There's actually is a frozen horror in the game files, but it's unused, so none of them are ever actually called frozen horrors. It's like Frozen Creeper. And then I think one of them is like called Frozen... There's actually a couple unused ones of those ones though, so... Not that surprising. Hey, also we ran into Temple Guards and Infidels. These are rare monsters. They only show up in the causeway, and the causeway is like 2 feet long. So you don't usually see them. Alright, we're in Travancore, which means it's time to become a marathon runner and just run past everything. And deal with this later. Alright. Wow, he is really whining. Jeez, you might actually be able to hear that over the mic. You have done well, my friend. Keep that, I guess. I mean, I guess I'm keeping these out because I mostly have enough money. So, like, who cares, you know what I mean? Might as well just keep stuff. Alright, now for the fun part. I have to go through the freaking sewers. The sewers are a very unorthodox area. I think I mentioned this already, but it's like they're one of the few areas like it's pretty much just random where the level 2 is, but where that level 2 is really weird because it's almost always on the side, and then it's like perpendicular, like it's like, you know, it's always one off from the super gold chest, whatever. But every once in a while, the level 2 is actually in the middle area somewhere, and it's super rare, but it does happen every once in a while. Like, when I say rare, I mean, like, there was a point in time where I didn't even know it was a thing. I played the game through, like, how many times, and then it came up, and I was like, what the hell, that can happen? I was shocked. Socketed sword? I mean, if I found a jewel with resists on it, that could be good. I guess that is an option, huh? I could shop for a socketed sword. That could be good. I'm level 23, so I almost can get teleport. Well, you see, here you go. There's the... Actually, speaking of which, hey, look, there's a jewel. Pick up the arrows. The only thing is, I always forget if it's to the left or to the right. I think it's to the right, so I guess we'll look down. But if it isn't, then I'm going to look like a fool. But, you know, what else is new? Damn mosquitoes. It's kind of funny that the game has two different types of blood-sucking bug enemies, and they're both, like, completely different in design. Because you have the one that's just, like, basically just a shit ton of mosquitoes in a swarm. And then you have one that's just one gigantic bug that just drains you. It's kind of funny how you can kind of get two completely unique designs based off of, like, the same concept, basically. Because they both do the same thing, right? They just drain you. I think the big ones are a little more efficient at that, because I think they drain all three of your stats. Off the top of my head, I think this is looking like I went the wrong way, unless it's in this corner here. No, I think I went the wrong way. Okay. So let's... I'm going to TP back. I kind of want to see what this jewel and stuff is anyways, because these could be good. Imagine I picked up a jewel with like a bunch of resist on it. Nope, never mind. Fire resist 6%, okay, not useful. I could theoretically be thinking about getting something for a barb merc, but I think I'll probably just end up shopping a socketed weapon and just make something. Let's make a rune for it for him. Or maybe I'll just gamble something, I don't know. We'll see. I guess I'll get rid of this too. I'll keep the arrows in there. It's kind of like secretly a nice thing. Is if you don't have a second weapon, you can totally just do that, where I just shove the fucking arrows in my second slot and then I just have spare arrows. I kind of forgot I did that. I probably could have taken advantage of that a little more. Actually, I guess we'll go upper crust because I can go the thing faster. Oh yeah, that's a stinking dead end. No. It's kind of funny that these guys have lightning spells, and then there's the gloams, the will-o-wisps, the souls that have the lightning spell too, but the difference in damage output between them is like night and day. Yeah, it's all thanks to classic Diablo 2 and its bugs. I've probably mentioned it, but the reason why it's bugged is because gloams do two things, right? They have their lightning spell, but they also have mana burn on their physical attack, which basically means that when they hit you, they'll do damage and also drain some of your mana. They don't actually drain your mana, it's just mana damage, which I guess for monsters doesn't really matter, but technically speaking, if you had mana damage, you wouldn't get mana back from damaging something with it. Not that it really matters, but that is a thing. Like, hey, you can mana burn a player, I guess. Okay, where are the... Okay, you get out of here. Let me take a look here. Where is this? The super chest was up there. Does that count on being on the right side? Surely not. Is the stairs down here and I'm dumb? I guess let's do a loop. I accidentally right-clicked there. I should be happy, because sometimes you'll get the mummies down here, the guardians, and they kind of suck to have down here. Because they do, you know, obviously, just like before, they're pretty good at just stalling you, because, like, you kill their skeletons that block all your shots, and then they just revive them right away, and it's like, goddamn, you know what I mean? Alright, die mosquitoes, just like in real life. I do find it funny that gloams are weird, because, like, their defining feature that's even mentioned in their tooltip is that they do electric damage with their attack. But it's like, okay, but once you get to Nightmare, and especially in Hell, everything starts doing elemental damage. So, what does it matter? Also, I guess that counted as above. That's weird. I guess because it's up here? Because it's always supposed to be perpendicular. Or I keep saying perpendicular. You know what I mean? It's off by 1. Gloams are actually very great for or what am I saying? The bats are really nice to have to run into as a ranged character, because the bats will just hang out of view, and then they'll stay on the ceiling until you either hit them or like get close to them. So if you're a ranged character, you can just kind of like keep hitting them. Well, so I've always loved how like in classic graphics, when you hit that switch, it just like disappears. That is one thing they kind of improved on, is they actually made it drain. And then here we're on this floor, which sometimes there's enemies up here and sometimes there isn't. It's another one of those things where very rarely you'll see enemies that are only on this floor. I forget what they are. I think it's like a different type of mosquito, right? It's the only place they really show up. But a lot of the time this floor is just empty. Hey, a spirit shrine. I guess I'll pick that up. I can get some experience for Travencall. In fact, that's encouraged me to not really care about these charms for a second. I'm gonna just go into Travencall and start beating stuff up. So I get some, nothing here I don't think curses you, so I should be good. That's like a secret downside of cursed enemies, that, like, you figure it out right away, but obviously it's like it's not something you think about if you're not like an active player. You just think like, oh yeah, they're trying to buff you. But then anything like, especially curse stuff, but any enemy that casts a curse can just get rid of your shrine bonus. And it's on one hand it's kind of weird, but on the other hand it kind of makes sense. Like it's called cursed, so like it kind of makes sense that they get rid of your shrine blessing. You know what I mean? At least I think. Theoretically, I guess this makes sense too. Let's go kill the enemies around the council members, those fuckers. Stop healing. Yeah, you wiener schnitzel, you. I don't know. Ooh, there's the vampires. The Night Lords. Fun fact about vampires. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this, but the vampires... So, stronger vampires are more aggressive than weaker ones, but for whatever reason, the way that they're located internally, the weakest vampires are actually at the end of the vampire like the list of enemies, or like in like successive order for the vampires. So, the order of their aggressiveness is still in the same order. So, the weakest vampires that you see in the Act 1 Catacombs are actually the most aggressive of the vampires, for whatever reason. Which is like a weird thing. Also, that guy just dropped a full-ass diamond. That's cool. Remember how I was saying those are rare? Oh, wait a minute! Back off, dude! Okay, my Merc might just die here, because you know how it is. The Hydras are ludicrously strong against Mercs. Hey, oh, and I just realized that guy got rid of my thing, so I didn't get bonus experience from that. But hey, if we're lucky, maybe we can get away with not losing him to the Hydra. Just stand over here. Take the hits from my Merc. I don't care. No, buddy. You don't want to be there. It's bad stuff. Bad stuff's there. Okay, well, I got the flail, so I don't technically have to kill the council. Should I keep the... Not really. Emeralds are pretty much like the worst gem, because another thing they have is particularly good. Defense, not good either. 3 attack ring, I don't care a shit. I tried to say I don't give a shit, and I also don't care, and I kind of combined that there.
Hello.
Hello. Sure. Any good swords? Poison resist, knockback. If I found one with like cold resist and knockback, that'd be nice to swap it out. Just for like the 1 in a million chance he stabs something, you never know.
Good day.
Nothing. I don't know why it bothered. I'm not gonna find anything. I mean, it would be nice to find a socketed weapon, but I don't think you can actually find socketed stuff anymore once you get to Act 3, because now it's always magic. The level of everything is too high for it to ever spawn socketed, which is like a weird quirk of how Diablo works, but shopping's kind of funky like that. I mean, I guess I'll do this quickly. The eyeball, the brain, the heart, and the flail.
Hello.
The instant I clicked the transmute button, he said hello. That's hilarious. I'm actually going to put this in the cube. Climb and fail is kind of funny because it doesn't have a level requirement attached or any like stat requirements, which makes sense given the nature of the weapon. But because it doesn't have stats attached to it, it's actually a great like low level like respect or like whatever you want to call it, like a mule character weapon to have. You can just give that to a low level character and it'll get them through the first couple acts very easily if they're melee. Oh, you die. I'm gonna go up here. There's probably gonna be more guys. Yes, sure, Bob. Get rid of everything so I don't have to worry about it. You'll probably die to the poison. Yes. I love their little death animation of them just like their soul fucking leaves their body. Whatever that's supposed to be. And the water watchers. Alright, someone else want to come out here? Okay, back off, Jack. If I remember correctly, I believe the range of hydras is slightly like larger than their actual fireball. So there's like a very specific range where you can stand where they'll miss you with their fireballs, but they'll still keep attacking you. Buddy's weak. Oh man, their stuff knocks you back too. It's like all the water stuff just like has knockback for some reason. Uh-oh. Careful, buddy. Okay, there's this guy. It's notable to mention that the council, these council members are also capable of healing. You even just saw it just now, which is why you just go back to full health. No, let me just here. Because you can see the hydras do like no damage to me. Okay, he's about to blow up. Let me back off. And Merc will just take a bunch of damage because he's dumb. Oh, he didn't! Alright, you know what? Respect, my guy. You actually dodged it perfectly. Okay, let's go over here. Hopefully, like, I just want them to come out of their stupid temple, because going in there, it's kind of hard to see if you just walk in there, you know what I mean? So walk on out here, please. Hey, come on. Get out of here. My boy. The Zealots sure are coming out, but these guys just don't want to. Let's walk over here for a sec. Huh? Maybe it'll kind of lure them to somewhere, I don't know. Get out of here! There we go. There's Gleb. He's fire enchanted, so I can actually do some damage. Boom! He didn't drop shit! Alright. I always thought that you have to hit it like more than once. Like, it's such a small thing to think about, but like, it is like something that kind of stands out. Like, for reference sake, I just finished watching a whole like animated series that I think it's like the guy YouTube channel. It's like Carbot made. Wow! Plus the summoning skills and the Decrepify. Damn, That's a nice wand to get. Early on, in normal. I mean, if you don't make, you know, any of the, you know, other stuff. You know what I mean, but... I just finished watching a series, and it's like an animated series about just, like, a playthrough of Diablo 2. And it is so good. It like, touches upon so many of, like, the weird little Diablo things that you don't think about, maybe. But, like, as soon as you see a video showing it, it's like, yes, you know exactly what they're talking about. So many weird little things like that. Like, one of the things they showed off is that you have to hit the... I think they specifically... I don't think they actually showed the flail. They showed the... Whatchamacallit? What is it called? The Act 4 one, the Hellforge, where you have to, like, hammer the soulstone 3 times. Or, like, it looks like your character just kind of swings and misses. Which is, like, funny to think about. Oh, apparently... Oh, right. There we go. Alright! I think that's everything. We have all the waypoints and stuff. So, here we go. The Endurance of Hate. So, I believe this one is counterclockwise, so the next level should be to the bottom left. I don't think it's clockwise, is it? Whoop! Actually, this one might be a straight through one, where it's actually just the complete opposite direction. Because I think what it is that it's straight through, but then from the waypoint, it's clockwise or whatever. That's like how they get you. You take that, I'll take this. The Maulers are a weird enemy because, like, even though they're so huge, they kind of are not very intimidating. Once you actually, like, because, you know, like, because you kind of learn that, like, yeah, no, they're kind of slow. And that just kind of inherently means that they don't do much. Like, especially if you're a ranged character, they tend to just die before they ever get to you. But, like, funny, and even, like, melee characters don't, well, okay, that's not true. Melee characters do kind of get annoyed by them because they have, like, knockback and stun. But a big thing with them is that they're like, by far the best revive in the game. Because they have Crushing Blow. And anybody who's anybody knows that Crushing Blow in this game is fantastic for bigger monsters. And having it on revives that normally don't do that much damage is, like, kind of phenomenal. If you have, like, a full pack of, like, 20 of them, you can chunk through basically any boss in, like, seconds. With a good telestomp. Ooh, Of course, the Iron Wolf Merc continues to be the GOAT. Just freezes the dude before he can even smack me. I love it. Cadaver. I don't actually know what cadaver means. I should look it up. Ooh, a ruby. Nice. I keep forgetting that you have to actually, like, walk through it with the thing on. I hate that. Median, you don't have to do that, I'm telling you. And Median XL is just a hacked, or like a modded, like, Diablo 2 client. You know, think about that. Why do they do it better, huh? How about them apples? Vampires, zombies, and maulers, oh my. They're more like ghouls. Which I'm not sure if you'd even call that. They're big zombies, because it's kind of funny that this game has 2 different zombie enemies, like 2 different classes of zombie enemies, I should say, because you have the thin ones that kind of just hobble towards you, and then you have these ones that, like, their big thing is that they just have toxic gas when they die. Well, looks like I was wrong. It is, or actually I was right. It is clockwise from the thing. So that means it's going to be in the top right again, which means that I think the waypoint might be in the bottom. Because I think from the waypoint it's straight through. Oh. Wait, maybe the Endurance level 2 is counterclockwise then. Because I'm pretty sure from the waypoint it should be like straight through. That's what I'm thinking of, I think. So let's try that. Oh god, it's Griefthorn the Quick. He's extra fast and he's still like slower than like half the enemies in this game. It's also mana burn, so I don't really care about him too much. I mean, I guess mana burn secretly actually gets a bunch of like a small boost to all the resistances, including magic. Notably, they're one of the very few enemies that like gets magic resist for whatever reason. Don't know why that's attached to mana burn, whereas magic resistant does not get magic resist. You can riddle me that one. Oh. Oh god! Aye! Okay, so they are undead fetish dolls. That's fun. My favorites. They're not that bad in normal difficulty. It's only Nightmare in Hell when they start becoming like the worst thing ever, where you might just accidentally one-shot yourself if you're not careful. It's also even less bad because I'm a ranged character and my merc is also ranged, which means they're less likely to die because my merc stabs when I'm standing next to it. They're not as bad, I think, as people make out to be, because you can block them, but blocking them can be a little unreliable, obviously, because it is ultimately, at most, it's a 75% chance. And if you're running, you know, it's only a 25% chance, so it's especially, like, if you freak, like, it's kind of a thing where, likely, if you freak out and try to run away from them, you're more likely to die because of that. Well, okay. Hey, baskets. Get me out of there. That more maulers. Get out of here, buddy. Could be over here. That looks... Oh, that's a conviction aura. Okay, back the fuck off. Whoa, 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 whoa. There it is. My merc is dying over there. Uh-oh. He's really dying. Okay, if I just run away, maybe he'll get lucky. Okay. Woof. Hey, buddy. Yes, stand over there. Good job. Just don't die.
Thanks.
Kill the aura guy right the fuck now. None of these enemies really do elemental damage, but Conviction still reduces your defense to like nothing. So you just get beat the fuck up. Like, Conviction's a very strong aura because it's not just more damage for elemental, but also it's easier to hit in melee combat, so
Thanks.
it's kind of like, man, it's kind of a little bit of everything. Also, here, buddy. Whoops. Imagine I try to give him the potion and I accidentally drop it in front of him. I'm not sure what this is, because it was this way, but it's on the wrong side. But we're just going to assume it's because it's the kind of a weird tile. Because you can see the tile, like... Actually, maybe that's like a straight through from the entrance. I'm not sure what it is, but... You know how it is. Sometimes I'm a little stupid because I don't remember stuff. I vaguely know that there's a pattern. I never remember what the pattern is. That's how it goes. Oh, it's Spark Fist. He's got a fanaticism. Jeez, that's scary. Uh-oh. No, 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 no. Get over here, buddy.
Not enough mana.
Oof. Alright, should I do the Duriel or the Mephisto cheese? I guess only time will tell. Hey, stop moving. Alternatively, stop just kind of dodging by having more defense. Extra fast, well, not anymore. There's some vampires. I do think it's funny that these guys are like all their things are like something lord, and you have blood lords here, But then that naming scheme actually is also used for a completely different kind of enemy, the Minotaurs in Act 5. And there's also a Bloodlord for that too, so it's kind of funny. And that naming scheme is also kind of used for the goat dudes. They're goat, because they use like a similar name, like there's a Blood Clan name for them. That's not the same thing, but it's very similar, obviously. Yeah. I'm gonna sell that now because I'm pretty close to being high enough level to use the teleport staff anyways. And that'll be nice. Hey, I can cube something. Why not? Hey, cube this too. What does that put me at? I mean, I'm not gonna put it in my weapon, but the magic find is nice. If I ever think about that. Alright, we're going to the other side here to see what the hell is hanging out. I forget if this guy might be a unique vampire. No, it's another council member. I forgot. He's mana burn and teleport, so he's not a big deal. Weak boy. But he does have some vampires hanging out in here too. God. You know, one of the things I loved about that Diablo 2 animation, and he does this for all the other stuff too. He even has a Diablo 1 animation where he does the same thing. He has a shit ton of animations actually, and he has like a whole series for like Diablo 1 and especially for Diablo 2. There's like 50 videos or something like that. More than that. And what I love is that he actually uses all the in-game sound effects for stuff. And especially, it's so great for Diablo because like, who doesn't know, who doesn't remember all the sound effects from this game? Because this game's sound design is so immaculate. All the sound effects are so memorable and great. Even just something like the vampire, or like the vampire's like meteor. Oh my god! That dude just did 100 damage with his lightning. Did you see the way he walked up to my Merc and just like bitch slapped him and killed him in one shot? Holy crap. Okay, I think we're gonna do the cheese. Mephisto's kind of scary. The only reason Mephisto's not as scary as Duriel is because Mephisto doesn't, you know, gank you the instant you walk into floor 3 in a tiny room and you can use cheese for him. Because, like, otherwise, like, Mephisto does so much damage in normal. Like, did you see that? Like, him one-shotting a Merc isn't that big a deal. Like, the Mercs just take a lot of damage from bosses. But he did, like, 100 damage to me with this lightning. And that's with my 60 lightning resists. Like, that's no joke. Uh-oh. Okay, hey, Mephisto, get over here. You gonna do something? I guess I'm going to remaster. Yeah, get ready to see a lot of this. Ouch! Let's get him over here, and then I'm gonna... Hopefully he's up there now? And I can just kind of get him from down here. It's like, why not? I might as well take advantage. I'm in hardcore, so... If there's ever a time to cheese, now is the time. No, he's still in there, huh? Oh, wow. Up here. Alright. That's something you really want to watch out, is this little skull missile. That actually does a lot of damage. What chance to hit him? 66. Well, this might take a while. But I have lots of arrows, so who cares? I'm not against using this kind of cheese. Usually people do it to the moat up top, but it's kind of nice to do it here because the corner makes it more likely for him to kind of get stuck here. Versus the flat ground, he'll just kind of walk back and forth. Like, you won't miss as much. And since you obviously have to use a ranged attack to do this, you know. Just making his little sounds. I've heard some people say like, oh, how come they don't let him fly? Like, he does float, so it makes sense for me to fly over the blood moat. But if I had to guess, it's because if he dies over the moat, he would not drop anything, including his soul stone. And since that's like a plot relevant item technically, they probably didn't want it to just like disappear. It would kind of lose the effect, you know what I mean? And that would probably happen not too often, but it would happen more often than you might expect, I imagine. Especially because, like... Well, I don't know. Maybe it wouldn't happen as much as I think, but regardless... They probably just didn't want to take any chances on that. Yeah, I might actually get him before I run out of arrows. Like, his health bar is already down to past the M. That's why. See, look at the range. I can't even see him in the old graphics. That's the benefit of that's one of the small little advantages you get by playing the remaster, because you actually have more screen real estate. You can shoot things from farther away and still see them. Which is probably technically a bad thing for game balance, because like that's something the original developers never accounted for, because obviously you can never see that far. There we go.
Success. But still, there's something not right.
Alright, I will go resurrect my merc, and we'll actually talk to people. How often do you actually talk to people? So many people finish acting and then just like leave before they ever talk to anyone. You have defeated a prime evil in combat. Almost is impressed beyond words. But staying here will not end this conflict.
But staying here will not end this conflict. You must enter.
And then Ashira makes us an honorary Iron Wolf.
Now that fewer of the Iron Wolf... Well done, my friend. You are a great champion of order. Please consider yourself an honorary Iron Wolf. Why fight fair?
Alright, let's see. Well, if you were a Rabies Druid, this would actually be quite nice. +3 and the Wolverine for more attack rating too. Decent resists, like that's not bad. It's useless for me, unfortunately, but hey. A little bit of damage. If this was classic, or like I guess Legacy Diablo 2, I might almost consider keeping this for my Barb Merc, but the remaster actually fixed I guess I don't know when it did. It didn't fix it right away, but at this moment, I don't even know if it's a bug. I'm not even gonna call it a bug. I would even just call it a kind of like a niche quirk, or like a obscure quirk that's probably programmed in intentionally to balance things out, where two-handed weapons, or I guess one-handed weapons for mercs deal double damage. And I believe this applies to iron golems too. I don't know if I've ever mentioned that. I think that applies to them. And I imagine it's to basically balance out the fact that they can only carry one weapon. So two-handed weapons would just always be good for them, because obviously outside of the Iron Wolf doesn't get this benefit, by the way, because he actually can carry two weapons. I'm pretty sure he doesn't get this benefit. Like, it's supposed to be, it's intended for the Desert Guard and the Bard Merc, for their like, so if you give him like the Desert Merc a javelin, he'll do double damage, or if you give the Bard Merc a one-handed weapon, he'd do double damage. What was probably unintentional is the fact that this also applied to the rogue merc. She would just always do double damage with her bow because she, I guess because, you know, bows are technically a one-handed weapon because you equip the quiver. Which is like a funny little quirk. This gives me fire res, magic find, attack rating. I'm gonna miss the heal stamina, but this is pretty good for that fire res, especially because they're about to fight Diablo. So yeah. Good to keep. And hey, she has arrows, so I guess there. Oh, resist plus 10. Versus just fire and poison. I mean, the fire is and lightning are especially can be useful for Diablo. And that puts me at 75% lightning resist, which is quite nice to have. Because that's going to be useful for Diablo. You know Diablo, he's all about the fire, except for when he's not. Those are the big things, but like cold and lightning are good for him too, obviously, because he has the cold touch that does damage, and especially he has his lightning hose, which is like devastating to characters. Like one of the easiest ways to die to Diablo is if he hits you with his bone prison and then immediately hits you with the lightning hose, which just destroys you. And another socketed helm. And this one's in a bone helm. Well, I think... Oh, wait, I have one thing in my thing here. Morningstar. Fortunately, the Barb Mercs can't use anything other than a sword still. It'd be nice if they could have used axes. I would have liked that, but I get why. Even the original game, like, there is some code for... I think I mentioned this probably. I've mentioned everything I was talking about. I'm like a broken record. There is some code left over for a Barb Merc that can use axes, but it was never fully implemented because I guess even Blizzard was just like, ugh. This is a pain in the ass to get two different mercs like this. Or something like that. Or maybe they just ran out of time. Who fucking knows with this game. There we go. Finished last quest. And, well, we never even talked to Natalie. Oh well. I do find it funny how, like, Mephisto walked up to my merc and just, like, one-tapped him with a punch. Like, imagine getting punched by a dude so hard you just fucking melt. Like, this dude's in full body armor, and then Mephisto just walked up to him and gave him a right hook, and he just fucking folded. Oh boy, a cracked scimitar. Alright, we're in Act 4. We're so close to leveling up. I might actually go quickly fight some stuff just to get to 24 because I kind of want to. Because otherwise this feels like it might be, I don't know, maybe not a short part, but whoopsie doodles, don't do that. Ooh, they can get up to 10 now, 10%. $17 life and 14 lightning res based on character level. So I figured if I got repaired. There we go. Anything on these? Doesn't look like it. Nada. Since I'm a Amazon, I could always try to shop a decent pair of gloves. Like the best, pretty much the best gloves you can get as an Amazon are just things you can buy in the shop. Because it's just, you can buy the skill and you can buy the attack speed. So, you can just do that. I'm gonna quickly go... Sure, why not? Let's go look at the temples. Nobody ever goes to those other temples, right? Like, why not? Let's go into one of them. They're not terrible to just run through. The only reason people don't run them often is just because, like, they're so tiny. But like, if you just want to fight stuff without leaving your game, like, hey, it's an option. So there's unique enemies in these temples that don't show up anywhere else. Like these bone scarabs. These guys are some of like the scariest beetles actually, because they have a ton of life regen too. So once again, like if you're a low DPS character, they can kind of just end up spewing out even more bolts than usual. Back off. I'm probably gonna level up on this because beetles are worth. Remember, beetles are worth a lot of experience. Hell yeah. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, a maiden javelin. Could be good. I like it's always an option to respect at this point. Because like one of the nice things about the Amazon is pretty much all of her gear is always the same, no matter like what you're running. Like the only real difference is that if you're running, you know, a javelin, you get a shield, and if you're running bow, you don't. Basically. Really is the only major difference. Blood Diver. I forgot that was even an enemy in here. Yeah, tornado them. Hallelujah. Alrighty. Let's go back. These guys are actually going to be selling the same stuff, so I'm going to look at their stuff. But there we go. More vitality. What do we put our point into? Should I go to... Let's put a point into evade first. I think that's more useful right away. Because now I'll be able to dodge stuff while I'm moving. How about them apples? Yeah, because shops only reset when you leave the actual act. Or I get like I leave to go to a new area in the same act. If you go to teleport to a different act, and then very specifically what resets shops is when you leave to go to, like if I go down the stairs it'll reset the shops. But if I go to a different act and then leave in that act, it'll only reset the shop in that act. In that act, as they were. Now you can see it's all the same stuff. I'm not sure what I'll do with this, but I'm level 24, so that's something to consider. Maybe I'll look in to see if there's any rune words I can get right now. That would be nice. I don't know. We'll see. I think Edge is like level 28. I can do this, though. Boom.
Good evening.
And I will put throw on. I like doing this because this means you won't walk up and like punch something. And I have a way to teleport, which is very nice. And yeah, I guess that's gonna be it for this part. The time has come to destroy this shit I found on the floor. Alright, that'll be it for this part. See you guys later.